Hi everyone, it's Natural Soleil. I hope you're all doing well. This video is tightly curly method versus the curly girl method. Not really versus so much, but talking through the differences, the similarities, and what method I think I'm doing, any sort of modifications, and how it's working out. I have some notes here, so I'm going to look down just so I'm not rambling in this video. So the tightly curly method was created by Terry LaFlèche. The curly girl method was created by Lorraine Massey. Now, I'll talk about 8 primary differences that I see between the two methods. The first is the tightly curly method, or the TC method, does not adjust itself by hair type. So it doesn't say, well, you have type 2 hair, type 3 hair, type 4 hair, so you have to do this a little bit differently. So what she does instead is say, I acknowledge that all of these different curl types can do different things, but all of the curl types can use my method. All right, so the tightly curly method does not vary by curl type. The curly girl method, on the other hand, does. Now, it doesn't vary so enormously by curl type. There is what she calls fractal or zigzag curls. That's the type 4 hair. So the type 4B, 4C, 4A, if you have kinky coily, kinky curly hair, she puts you into that category of fractal zigzag curls. Okay, the second big difference I see is shampooing. So with the tightly curly method, you can still use sulfate shampoos. She just says use the sulfate shampoos on your scalp. Concentrate on your scalp, don't put it on your hair. And then she'll say when you do a second wash, right, do that second wash with conditioner. So you can do it the same way with the scalp, but then put the conditioner all on your hair and it'll serve as a second rinse, okay? It's about techniques there. The curly girl method, however, the CG method, says no sulfate shampoos. They're way too drying. Don't use them ever on your head or on your scalp, whatever, never use them. You can use low sulfate shampoos, or you can use conditioners to wash your hair, okay? So she thinks that conditioners can do the same thing as shampoos. Low poos are the shampoos that don't have sulfates in them, okay? Now, there's a special kind of conditioner that she suggests using for the cold washing. She says use botanical conditioners, which are conditioners that have plant extracts in them in the first half of the conditioner. With the tightly curly method, she does not suggest a pre-cleanse. So there's no pre-poo step that she's saying to do, right? On the curly girl method side, she is saying that you should pre-cleanse your hair with conditioner or a non-sulfate shampoo in order to help with the moisturizing process and the cleansing process, because she says that fractal or zigzag hair, our hair, is non-porous, right? Which means that a lot of moisturizers can't penetrate the strand, and it's sometimes harder for our hair to feel moisturized than others. The next difference that I'll talk about is combing. So in the TC method, you can use a wide tooth comb. She actually says you can use that, but she prefers that you use a Denman brush. She just thinks it's better for clumping curls and combing through and all those other things. So she does recommend tools to actually use in your hair, using it with conditioner, never dry. On the CG method, no tools, okay? Drop the combs, drop the brushes, no matter how good, just use your fingers, right? Because that helps to have the curls clump and form and actually bring out more of the kinks and curls in your hair. Another big difference is with the TC method, she says that you can use certain types of conditioners in the sense that they have to have slip, which means that you can actually use them to get the comb through your hair and detangle your hair. So like glycerin, silicones tend to give conditioner slip. Another is weight. It has to have weight properties so that they have our little tight curls hang down a little bit, give them a little bit of stretch. And there are certain properties that do that. They also condition the hair while giving it weight. And then the last is moisturizing properties. So like shea butter, jojoba oil, castor oil, those kinds of things have to be in the product. And those 3 things have to show up in the product in a certain order in order for it to be really, really effective. Curly girl method, on the other hand, says no silicone conditioners whatsoever, okay? Gel, all right? Tightly Curly Method says do not use gel. Whatever you want to use gel for, use your conditioner. After a while, your hair will respond to it and it will do the exact same thing that gel does. Gel just makes your hair clump together in a way that's not good, and it just makes it stick together, which you don't want. So she says if you want your hair to clump together and perform, then you want to, make sure that it's using conditioner, not gel. On the other hand, the Curly Girl Method says gel is like a curly girl's best friend. It is part of every single method, every single styling method. So after you put in the conditioner and you leave it in, then you have to put on gel to preserve the curls. Heat. So Tightly Curly Method, they are generally against heat, but she says in the Tightly Curly Method, you can blow dry your hair if necessary, but there's a way to do it. When you blow dry your hair, you only focus on the scalp. You don't want to blow dry it until it's like completely dry because it's just damaging. And she says to do it very sparingly, but the Curly Girl Method says no blow drying, no flat irons, no pressing combs, none of that. You cannot use it. Heat is the enemy. Okay, let's talk through the similarities. So both methods say that you should leave your conditioner in. So when you go to your conditioning step and you put it in, apply a generous amount and then leave it in your hair. Do not rinse it out and then go off and put in a leave-in conditioner. The second similarity is air drying. Both recommend air drying as the preferred way to dry your hair. Another point of similarity that was meaningful to me is that they say that you do not have to cleanse your hair daily. So whatever cleanse means in either method, you don't have to do that daily. You don't have to do it every other day. You really should listen to your hair and find out what your hair needs. So those are the two methods. Those are the differences and the similarities. And I wanted to talk them through because I've gotten a lot of questions about both methods and why one might be better than the other. And it's really up to you and your hair preference, all right? Let me talk through my impressions. The first thing is leaving in conditioner. This is a good thing. It has made my hair feel very soft. It feels just the way it did with the LOC method, the liquid oil cream method. But the key for me was finding the right conditioner. So in that respect, I definitely agree with Terry LaFleche about finding the right conditioner that has those three properties. Once I paid attention to that in terms of the order and in terms of what was actually in there, my hair responded very well. The second thing is co-washing. I actually tried co-washing for the 4th time very recently and fell in love because the conditioner is just depositing more onto your hair and still being able to clean it somewhat. I don't use sulfate shampoos. The next is finger detangling in terms of my impressions. This is the thing that I would stop and say has made a huge difference in my hair. I have washed my hair, I see the definition, I add the conditioner, and I start the finger detangle, and it looks the exact same way. Also, I do use gel somewhat. If I do a bun, I can't just use conditioner to slick down my hair. What I've essentially done, as I've told you, is I've taken pieces probably from both methods. So I don't know if I'm a tightly curly girl. I think that's what I'm gonna call it. The tightly curly girl method. Yeah, that's what I am. I'm sort of a mixture of both, and I've sort of taken them out and adjusted it for my own hair. Not so much the tightly and not so much the curly, but using the best of both worlds. If you have any questions on the tightly curly girl method, then please let me know what they are and tell me your experiences with both methods. If you're on one or the other, let me know. And if you have some good suggestions for co-washing, because right now I'm using my VO5 strawberry milk conditioner. It worked really well, and it's super cheap. So if you can think of something that's really affordable but really good, let me know, and let me know how it's worked out for you. That's it. I hope you're doing super well, and as always, I hope your day was filled with tons of soleil. I'll talk to you guys later. 2 fingers sideways, y'all. Peace. So really? Sir, what are you doing? What's going down? What's going down? Why are you bothering your sister? Huh? Why? Okay. I'm boring you. But I'm going to ask you to please leave, though. Okay? Thank you.